Morning, morning.
Bottom
Welcome.
line.
Welcome, everybody. Nice, cool, overcast morning here in Joburg this morning. A little bit of rain, which we really enjoy. I know you guys in the UK prefer it to go away. We love it to come. So nice and cool this morning with some good rain. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know, Lee. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Can we do it again? Can we do it again? I'm not sure. So you better kick us off and tell us where we're going, as I keep on having to admit people who are bouncing in and out here. So over to you.
Well, thanks for sorting out the technical side, Ivan. That's you welcome, you admit it's a multitasking of notes. So well done. Thank you. So hopefully we're going to have some fun today and just talk about what we're looking forward to. It came out of our conversation around what are we currently doing to support our economic base, and then it was turned to the future as to, okay, so what lies ahead, and thinking of that from a personal point of view, from a work point of view, maybe from a global point of view. What is it that you are looking forward to in the next next month to 3 to 6 months? And I was, interestingly enough, a friend of mine, I've been doing interviews with a number of business owners, authors, and a friend of mine said, no, Lee, I'm going to turn the tables on you and I'm going to interview you. And it's actually a lot more difficult to be on the other side of the microphone answering the questions than asking them. And she asked me the question, which I've asked every one of my other interviewees. So what are your plans for the future? What lies ahead for you? And when she asked that question, I realized that actually I don't have a lot of plans, which is very unusual for me because I am a planner of note. So to look into the foreseeable future, and I am more or less saying, I don't know. And I think it comes out of the season of such an unpredictable time that it didn't make sense to make any plans, because as soon as you did, something was going to change. And so I've sort of tried to be nimble. I've tried to stay on my feet. And then some of the planning ahead hasn't happened. That being said, I have got some things that I'm looking forward to. And of course, the most important thing is a holiday. So in the next couple of weeks, I will be at the coast. It's always a toss-up between my husband and I whether we go to the coast or the bush, and he won, so we're going to the coast. And but I love it too, so I'm happy to be there. It'll be a relaxing time at a family cottage that's very like an old farmhouse, so it's very chilled. So that's going to be a lovely time off. I have a family wedding in Cape Town in November. This is the first of my family's children to get married. So it's my oldest niece, and she's also having a baby. So that's also an exciting addition to the family. My mom's first great grandchild. So she is absolutely thrilled. And the first of my sisters to become a grandmother. So that's all exciting things to look forward to. And then from a work perspective, Ivan, Trevor, and I had a meeting yesterday about wisdoms, and it just was incredibly exciting for me to feel and to think and to see. I feel like what we've been planning and thinking about and talking about for so long has come together in incredible ways, and it just feels like we're literally on the verge of launching an incredible resource in a number of different ways. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. And so I think that's enough from my side. And so we'd love to hear, what are you looking forward to? Would love hearing your stories.
Great, thanks, Lee. Yeah, exciting times ahead, I think. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to a bit of time off. So I'm going to disappear for a while in the yeah. So we're leaving Trevor in charge. Sorry, guys. We'll just have to see what happens. That could break the whole system. I don't know, but we'll have to test that one out. And that's what we do. We test and tweak and see what happens. So. Right, I think I'm going to pick on some of the people who haven't been around for a little while. So Stella, we're going to come to you first.
Ivan, you naughty. Morning, everyone. So nice to be back. I must apologize that I've been in and out, but my life is a bit turning to be more exciting and more busier every day. So for the next few days, few months, I'm very excited that I can return to my baby. So last week, Saturday, was the first time since lockdown that I went to see the babies at the baby house. And it was so lovely. And they've grown so much. I couldn't believe it in the last few months. And then this Sunday, our church is opening for the first time. So there's so many exciting things that I wasn't able to do during lockdown that's happening now. And then I just have to share the story. Yesterday, I had a mediation session with a couple that has been separated for 3 years. And due to financial difficulties, and they don't want to get divorced, but I wanted to help them with a parenting plan. And then at the end of the session, they decided, no, they're going to move back together again. And it was the most wonderful feeling. I was always in tears. And the lady, when she came on, we did it on Zoom, she did not smile once. And at the end, when I told the husband, ask her to move back, that's what she wants to hear. And when he asked her and she was smiling, and it was so wonderful. So I'm looking forward to make a difference in people's lives. So I'm very excited about that. And then also, I think I found my niche now in the mediation business, where I'm going to focus more on maintenance specific, especially recovering of arrear maintenance for people that's already divorced. So I think that there's a big gap in the market to help people. I'm already busy with my first one. So I'm very hopeful and grateful and positive and looking forward to a better future after lockdown. Yes. And I hope the same for everyone else.
It's fantastic, Stella, and just love the excitement and the energy in your voice as you're telling us all of that. So really, really good to hear your positivity and things that are coming right. So that's wonderful. Okay, Una, let's come across to you next.
Yeah, so on a personal front, I'm gonna do a bit more. I'm trying to get. I'm started running again, so I'm trying to get to a 10K, and I'm not there yet. So that's one of my goals for the next few months, to just get a bit fitter with the running. So I've got a program that the lady at our gym is sort of having. She's got a little group together with people running. So that's great. It always helps to have support and to have other people sort of on the same mission. So that's one of the things. And then just for myself or for my work, I really need to just get focused on, I've got so many ideas and I can go in so many directions in my head. So I need to just start focusing on where I want to start first with my work, and thinking more around doing small workshops. I need to just sit down and start working, seeing how I'm going to make it happen and what I'm going to focus on, and just get that sorted. Yeah.
Great, thanks, thanks, Anna. Right, Steve, let's come across to you next.
Morning all, I hope you can hear me. I have had issues today. Okay, great, thanks Lee. Sure, I don't really know what to share with you because I'm not very much a 3 to 6 month planner at all. I tend to roll with things and I take the opportunities that come my way, which is a slightly loaded statement. It's not as sort of lackadaisical as it sounds. But most specifically, I'm looking forward to welcoming our third child into the world in the next 2.5 weeks. So that's going to be probably a large focus for the next 3 months. And continuing the projects that I'm busy with from a work perspective. And yeah, trying to round some things up in the next 2 weeks. So I can actually take a week off to be with family specifically. And then after that, we'll see how well I can round off the year in terms of the things that are outstanding. But I tend to just kind of move from day to day. So I'm not a big 3 to 6 month or 5 year planner. I always get the cold sweats when people answer. Well, I used to get the cold sweats when people ask me that question. Then I realized you don't have to have an answer. You can tell them you don't work within that paradigm. So that's me for this morning.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, and I think with the baby on the way in 2 weeks, there ain't no planning. It's just going to be dealing with what happens and when it comes. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, changing nappies and dealing with everything that comes with that that part of the fun of having children. So yeah, that's exciting news as well. So good stuff. Hope that all goes really well. Right, Trevor Carty, let's come across to you next.
So Ivan, you know, we live quite close to each other, and that rain this morning was just spectacular. And God remains in control. It's this season that we're going into where the October rains, they're here. And so I like what Steve was saying, one day at a time. And I also like what he said about the number 3. So he's having his 3rd baby. I'm getting my 3rd wife. So that's a little something to check out. I just hope I don't have to change too many nappies too quickly. And this period has been good in terms of getting the 1, 2, 3s together. And the 1, 2, 3s for me are really not about this next 3 months. They're about 2021 to 2031. And so just foundational stuff, just get the basics right for this season of life that I'm in, and remembering every day that God is in control. Yeah, that's my 2 cents today.
Great, thanks, Joe. Yeah, right. Rebecca, it's Rebecca this morning. So Rebecca, we better come across to you next, Donovan. Oops, you there? No, we're not hearing you at the moment. Donovan, your sound is not there at all, I'm afraid. Not even slightly at the moment. No, I think I'm going to have to leave you to see if you can sort that one out, Donovan, and we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you in a moment. So yes, but let's come to you next.
I'm listening to these topics, and I'm smiling as I observe that when we need to have an opinion about stuff that we can do nothing about, like the future of the country and some other soft issues, we normally have a lot to say. We have strong opinions. And then the moment the spotlight turns on us personally and tell us what are your plans for the future, we clamp down. And, you know, we have probably a 30-second or so contribution because now it becomes reality. And I think and I have that long intro because I'm going to have a short ending. My short ending is I really don't have much in the line of personal plans. I'm just very busy with the stuff that I'm busy with, which you all know about. So I would say probably then, or I think Trevor is the closest in terms of his comment, that my 1 to 3 is not just in the short term, it's a 1 to 3 that I'm busy with for a long term, but I'll have to leave it at that.
Sure, we've got to do these personal things more often. We're going to have so much time left over at the end of the session at this rate. I'm not too sure where we're going to go with this one. So, right, Cecile, are you with us, or are you busy multitasking?
Yes, yes. No, I'm here, and I'll just keep the video off because my internet is choppy, but I'll go and check it out just now why it's choppy. Personal, well, plans. I've got a lot of plans. Number one, the exciting thing for me is that we've got a date for my second Dan grading, which is the 24th of October. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. But the bad thing is I think I tore my calf muscle a week ago. So I don't care if it's torn or not torn. I will, even if I wear a moon boot or something, I will do my second Dan grading. I saw my chiropractor yesterday and he said, we'll make a plan, Cecile, we'll make a plan. So I'm training hard at the moment. That's the one thing. And then the second thing, we've got every year we have a family golf day. We have about between 12 and 16 family members that play golf. So that is in November. So it's always great fun, which we're doing that. And then my third best exciting news is I finally convinced my husband to relocate. So we are relocating. At the end of the year, we're relocating to Jeffreys Bay, to our house in Jeffreys Bay, because whatever we've been doing in Johannesburg in the last 6 months on Zoom or wherever, we can do from there. So relocating my business there, and he's going to have to figure out how does he relocate his business there. But yeah, so we don't know when yet because I haven't broken the news to our permanent tenant. I'll do that this week. It may be sooner than later. I don't know. The plan is January, but it could be earlier than that. So yeah, so that's my exciting news.
Sure. Thanks, Cecile. Yeah, I mean, you tie me out on one leg, you know. I mean, when you're on two legs, it's exhausting. It's just so much on the go there. I see Donovan is trying with his sound, but do you want to see if we can hear you, Donovan? No, still not there, I'm afraid. So, Ed, we better get across to you next.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a great deal of uncertainty, and I'm actually planning for it. And it wasn't until Trevor talked about the third age that I kind of realized what I was up to. And I'm really looking forward to that new third age, but I'm tying up the loose ends. So I spent a lot of time in the last few years building up the reputation of the Federation of Small Businesses in Cornwall, making us really effective. And I'm now busy finding my replacement, building a team that can carry that on. So when I leave, and I mentioned the other day that I'm going to relocate up to the northeast of England, I want to make sure that what I've built up doesn't crumble. And I've realized that some things I've been involved with for a long time have reached a natural conclusion, and I'll no longer be involved with them, but I'll be quite happy with that decision. And there are other things that I'm really looking forward to starting. Some of them are new relationships with different events. There's an event in Romania, which I'm really excited about getting involved with and being connected with. And there's different projects I want to get involved with. For example, I've mentioned that I'm interested in writing and developing my writing. I've been building relationships, building networks, so that when I start really powering on that project, I've got the groundwork done. So I'm kind of really excited about just launching into some new stuff and just seeing where it takes me. For example, the move up to County Durham, I know no one there. I have researched where I'm going, but I know I'll make some really good new relationships. I'm going to put a lot more effort into work around the environment and around biodiversity. I've been building those relationships. I've been working out where I can leverage stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I think it is, for me, it's not 1, 2, 3, it's 3. It's my third age. And then since I've made that decision, it's quite interesting. My daughter, I had a long conversation with her on Zoom, 4-hour conversation on Zoom, had a sore bum at the end. She's planning on coming back to the UK next year. So that's really nice. My daughter's just bought a house, so she's settled. So I think it's just time for me to make that move on, develop some new relationships, do some new things, but tie up stuff that I've that's been important to me, and I don't want to just leave to wither on the vine. I want it to carry on. So I've been just making sure that there are people in place to carry that on. So I think for me, a really exciting time of doing different stuff, new stuff, keeping some of the old stuff, but yeah, really looking forward to some new projects, some new things. And I think, relocating will help me mentally to make that shift, to break old paradigms, to have a really fresh look at new stuff. So yeah, really exciting time for me. Number 3, and I just hope there's a number 4 after it.
Great, thanks, Ed. Yeah, I think that is exciting times as well, and yeah, a great way to go into the third age. What a pleasure. So it sounds really good. All right, Trevor, let's get across to you. I see Donovan's been in and out, so we'll pop back and try him just now, but let's come to Trevor first.
I was just going to make a note there. Ed was trying to confuse me by going to 4. So I'm going to wind back. I really thought he was cottoning on to how my mind works when he only counted 3. So I thought I was more advanced with 1, 2, and 3. But look, Lee, in her introduction, mentioned our session yesterday, which was phenomenal. And what that did for me, it all brought together the 180 plus days of lockdown that culminated in the 3 different virtual trade fair.africa, the Wisdoms Global Summit, and the Thursday virtual trade fair.global, where it all brought together for me. The most difficult thing that I can do is to simplify. In other words, go back to the most basic statement that was developed probably 30 years ago in some of my articles and writing. And that was to actually get all this information that is sitting on the shelves into a simple statement that I could understand given my academic limitations. So sensitivities aside, after yesterday's discussion, I want to repeat the 1, 2, 3 that I'm working on moving forward. And that is number 1. I've lost so many people around me over the last 180 odd days, some to COVID, some to old age, some of them close connections. And my realization is this: the world will go on with or without you. So I think that is, don't worry about all of these things. Go and look for the things that are important to you. And then as I was starting to meet with individuals on this forum that really upset me, like Ed Chapman, who would come out and say he's an accountant and would be 180 degrees completely different to me. The realization is that other people may want to put as their number 1, others come first. Now, I absolutely disagree with Ed on that, but that, I think, may be his number 1. And that's not a problem. And he may prioritize himself behind that. Me, I'm putting myself and my family, and then I'm growing from there, different orders. So we are going to be working on this thing. And I think that was an interesting discussion we had at Wisdoms. 1, 2, 3, a little tweak of Zig Ziglar's what's in it for me becomes what is important for me. And then to prioritize 1, 2, 3. And then when I tick off those 1, 2, 3s, and we go back to Ed Maslow's hierarchy, which you touched on yesterday. For many people, 1, 2, 3 may be the first steps of Maslow's hierarchy. That is, gee, I just need some food. I need a roof over my head. I need an opportunity to make some money. And so it steps through, but you can tick off 1, 2, 3, and then move on to the next 1, 2, 3. So connecting the dots, stepping stones, those are things that we discussed yesterday. And then number 3 for me is, what is number 3? 1, 2, 3. It was a fantastic thought, but you see, oh yes, okay. And it came out of the Thursday session, and I think it was probably Ed, but the conglomeration of speakers who brought out this theme to me. I shared with my team yesterday, Lee and Ivan, together between ourselves, that as positive as I am, glass half full kind of guy, I was still being negatively affected by all the negative news. And I've decided to buy into the theme that I interpreted out of Thursday. Change your focus, change your perception, change your reality. And so the 1, 2, 3 is, you talk of this third age. I don't know if I'm entering into the fourth age or where you guys are at this stage, but the reality is I want to simplify everything. I love what has come out of this thing. I want to reach global connections. And by the way, yesterday, 5 o'clock, I was on Peter Diamandis's Inside Circle, Singularity University, meeting with 55 individuals who are academically superb. And we are connected directly into them on a forum like this. They are just starting to discover what we've been doing for the last 180 days. Our chewing gum elastic band, keep it simple. We are global players, and these guys want to now connect with us. That is exciting. And we're doing it from our home bases, and now we can pick up, and we've got a boardroom in Jeffreys Bay. So the next meeting is December 24th. I think we're going to have Christmas cake in Jeffreys Bay in the surf. Just mind the sharks. I know there's one there that tends to come after people standing on boards, but I'll point that out to you.
Hey, thanks, Trevor. Yeah, I was starting to get worried. I thought we might have to cut you down to just 1, 2. You know, you were so struggling with the 3 so much there. So you know, that's what happens as the grey matter gets grayer, and so it starts disappearing a little bit. So we need to get you back out on the road like Ed and start you know, getting the 1, 2, 3 steps. Yeah. I know. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. So Donovan, I'm pleased you didn't dress up for us this morning. So you know. Hopefully we can hear you now.
Yes, morning everyone. Yeah, I'm just reminded of one of the speakers saying that when you...
Okay, Donovan, sorry, you're going to have to just try and speak up a little bit. We're hearing you, but it's still quite faint.
Yeah, you need to make sure you start off on the right footing in the right direction. So if you even if you're out by just 1 degree, it can throw you off course. So it's important to start off right, and hopefully things will fall into place. You reach your destination. You just need to remain focused. So the key is being focused, sticking to your plan, and just being positive all the way. And hopefully you'll make it to the end. Thank you.
Right, thanks, Donovan. Yeah, I think positivity is key in all these things, and I think we've heard some great energy and some positivity out of everyone this morning, which is fantastic. So, yeah, so a little bit from my side, I think you've heard from my 2 business partners. You know, they have determined my future for me. They're putting me to work, and I don't seem to have too much choice in the matters. That's why I'm taking some leave. So yeah. See how they handle it without me for 10 days, but not for another week or so. But I'm really looking forward to that. I faxed it to you, Trevor. I faxed it to you. So yeah, my leave form is in the ether somewhere. No, but I think it is. It's really exciting times. I think there's lots on the go. But in the very short term, yeah, definitely looking forward to some time in the bush. Haven't been there for a good 6 or 7 months, so that's going to be fun. Renew and revitalize the mind a bit, get out into the wide open spaces and breathe, which I think is absolutely key to everybody's survival. You know, you need to get away from things every now and again and just open up the thoughts to the blue skies above, as Trevor likes to say. So I think that's really key. You know, we talk about, you know, the first life, the second life, the third life, introduced to us by Trevor Carty. I mean, Trevor, Nell and I used to sort of, we do talk about, you know, if you as a 60-year-old were to sit down and say, I'm going to start from scratch again today, how would you do things differently than when you were a 20-year-old, given, you know, the 40 years experience that you've got and had in your life so far? And to look at things with completely fresh eyes, but based on that knowledge and experience that you've gained over that previous lifetime, and plan for the next 40 years. So yeah, so for me, it was always about the 2 lives, you know, the sort of well, maybe it's 3. So you know, the 0 to 20, you know, the 20 to 60, and now the 60 to 100, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So so we're really looking forward to making those sort of things happen. And exciting times. Yeah, I think Wisdoms is on the cusp of really taking off. So we're really positive about that, and lots on the go there. And you know, it's partially been due to you guys sitting around here. You know, I think with us every day, you know, for the last 6 months has really given us some inspiration. It's given us some additional thoughts on where we can take this, and you know, we'd love you all to be part of that process going forward. So that's, yeah, I think that's where I am. It is one day at a time. So Donovan, I 100% agree with you on that. You know, the only time you have is now, as I think one of our speakers on Thursday said. I think it might have been Sally. You know, you don't have yesterday. You've got a bit of experience and knowledge from yesterday, perhaps, but you can't go back. Tomorrow, you really don't know what's going to happen. So what are you doing today? What are you doing now? Is really what it's all about, and that's how you make things happen. So I think that's me. So Lee, back over to you to wrap us up.
Well, thanks everybody. I know I said I haven't been planning, but as you were talking, it reminded me, you know, this picture of third age and dividing your life into ages. And when I turned 50, I realized that my plan, all things being equal, is to live until I'm 100. Seems perfectly possible, given all the knowledge we have today about how to live a long and prosperous and healthy life. And I know that Trevor Carty during lockdown was kind of woken up to this idea of getting younger every day. And so I would love us to talk about longevity tomorrow. Is what does it take? What does it take to put your mind, your body, your whatever it is, your economics, your financials into place that we could conceivably live, and I'm guessing most of us in this room here are in our 50s, at least. Yes, I'm giving you the benefits of the doubt, Trevor. So wherever you are on that scale over the age of 50, what are your ideas? What are your actions? What are you doing to prepare to live a good life into your old age, or to the third age? Let's not say old, let's into your third age. Let's use that language. So yes, I would love to hear your thinking.
Okay, it wasn't the one I wanted to share, but it was the same song. So the joys of technology caught me out there this morning, but it's still a great song. Doesn't matter which version of it you listen to. But if you haven't heard the choral version, which is the one I actually wanted to share, I suggest you go and have a look at it, because it is one of the most amazing choral. And I'm not a normally a choral fan, but it's probably one of the most amazing renditions of that song that I've ever heard from the Angel City choral choir. It's completely a cappella, all the sound effects done with their hands and their chairs and their feet, and it's a stunning rendition of that song. Anyway, so on that note, folks, have a fantastic day further, and we'll see you on the morrow.